Hello everyone, Diane once again from Tattered Edges Design. As you can see, we're looking at Christmas journals today, and actually I have 7 in the shop, and I'm going to break these videos up so you don't have to look at 7 journals all at once. But we'll start with this. These are on ring binders, which I know for some people has a bad rap. Some people don't like them, and I get that. It does look a little more informal. But I just want to point out, if you've never used them before, journals will lay flat with these, which to me is a big benefit. You can open these up and rearrange pages, remove pages, or take pages out to work on them, and that way you can add pages too. So they, to me, have definite benefits. So anyway, let's get on with the flips. Frosty here is, you may recognize, a little golden book cover. He is 6.5 inches across, 7.5 up and down, 86 pages. This was a reproduction of an old one, you know, like from the 50s, but this one came out in the 80s. There is some wear on the edges of the covers, just so you're aware of that. There's a little fabric back here. So let's open it up. I did salvage the golden spine and put it on here with some trim. There was a child's name there, so I covered it so you can write your own name. And here's a journal card made from one of the pages of the original book. And here is a little piece of the original book too. And then obviously is a pocket. Scrapbook paper, it's an old Christmas seal. And here's a page from the original book. You can't beat those old illustrations, can you? This is a planner page. These are reproductions of old Christmas seals. Little fabric on a child's workbook. I think that was math. This is an envelope. This was on the envelope, and I added some decor there. This is an old vintage Christmas tag, and a journal card I made out of an original book page from the book, and then some text there from the book. This is a cross-stitch pattern of a snowman. I thought that was appropriate. Actual postage stamps, not repros, on graph paper. Scrapbook images. It's a page from the Rudolph journal that we will be seeing next. This is printer paper to write your, annual Christmas letter on that everybody wants to read. Scrapbook paper, coloring book, another page from the Frosty book. This was a cookbook, but it also had, it was a party cookbook, so it gave you ideas for parties and different things. And this had a Christmas section, so that's what that's all about. This is scrapbook paper, glittery silver rickrack, just a little journal card I made. Sticker, fabric. This is a flash card. I put some, those are napkins actually, little fabric. Scrapbook paper with some sequins on it. Oh, this was how to make a Santa Claus doll back there. This lightweight drawing paper. This is a reproduction of an old Christmas sticker, and that opens. Off the internet. This is one of mine. I have several, well, quite a few flashcard sets that are digital items in my shop. That's off one of mine. And that's a reproduction of a old sticker. Child's dictionary page, little place to write, scrapbook paper. This is off of an old Christmas card. This is kind of cool. It's old, I don't even know what you call it, a thing they would put in the bottles when they came in cartons of Coke, you know, the old glass bottles. This is vintage, but I thought it was kind of cool. You could write on it or decorate it, whatever. It's a book page with fabric, a vintage book page with washi. It's coffee dyed, a little scrapbook image, some lace, a fabric flip, that's vintage, probably 80s, maybe 90s fabric. Scrapbook paper, flips out. Oh, those are Christmas seals. This was a child's craft book for things to do for Christmas. This is a vintage book page. This was part of an old Christmas card. Could write on there. These are not reproductions, but they are not real stamps. So explain that, Diane. They're cut out of a stamp catalog. So that's why they're a little larger than actual postage stamps. It's old seam binding, scrapbook paper, just glittery, it doesn't come off, but glittery washi tape, coloring book, this scrapbook paper, legal paper, so little scrapbook paper thing that flips out. Another page from the original book, scrapbook paper, scrapbook. This is an original book page from The Grinch Who Stole Christmas. Washi. This is scrapbook paper with a few plain pages sewn to it. There's another winter-related book page from an old children's book. Little mini flip. This is, I'm not sure if it's leftover Easter egg dye or just plain food coloring dye, but one or the other. Dyed papers. These are punched snowflakes and a sequin snowflake and some ribbon. Here's an old book page about snowflakes. There's a flip. But that is an actual postage stamp with a little journeyman card from a scrapbook paper. This is an actual front of a Christmas card that's relatively current, from the 2000s somewhere. Some rubber stamps. It's coffee dyed fabric. That's off an old 60s Christmas card. This is an off the internet image. It's just a little note paper I had. I glued that on. This is another old rubber stamp from a set I have that's from the late 20s or 30s. A sequin star, scrapbook paper. It's more scrapbook, an actual stamp, a rubber stamp of a North Pole postmark. Scrapbook paper, scrapbook, a little note paper of a snowman, so he had to go in. Here's another page from that party cookbook, and it's talking about food for Christmas parties. Graph paper, some fabric, it's a scrapbook image. It's a calendar, I thought was appropriate. And on this side we have just a scrapbook journaling card and scrapbook paper image there. This is off an old Christmas card. Another original Frosty page. So I like that one. That was the last page actually. Scrapbook paper, scrapbook image. Here's a cutout from the original Frosty book. I made it into a journaling card. And the back. Okay, on to number 2. This one is pretty large, as I hope you can see. It is 9 1/4 by 9 and 80 pages, counting front and back. This was an old child's book. It was one of the big ones. I cut it down. It did have some scribbling on it, so I painted over that. You can kind of tell by the glare, which actually I thought it blended in pretty well. But that part, I painted over that. So let's open this one. This is off the internet image, scrapbook paper. scrapbook paper, scrapbook paper, scrapbook paper. That's a reproduction Christmas sticker. There's a journal card in there I made. It's an old flash card. These are napkin pieces, and there's paint and other things on there. Scrapbook. This is a page from the original book. This is a stamp collector's album page, and I've put in these are original stamps. I think that might be an original, not a reproduction. I'm not sure now. It's washi. This is a Christmas envelope with a big card in there you can write on. It's coffee dyed paper. And I just tucked this in because it was cute. It's an actual Christmas card, but it's all blank, so you could write on it. It's not too old, from the 2000s somewhere. Here's a scrapbook paper, some fabric. This is another one of my flash cards on a Christmas sheet I have. Flips up. A tag I made. That's the same rubber stamp as the one we just saw, the old one. And scrapbook paper. This vintage book page, appropriately enough. Book page. This is scrapbook paper with an altered bingo card. These are actual bingo markers on there. You can write on the back. This is another book page with a snow scene. Fabric. Some washi. This is scrapbook paper. This is a page from a Babar Christmas book. Thought was appropriate. Old ledger. This is old tissue paper, old Christmas tissue paper. It's a little note paper in a scrapbook pocket. This is a quite old atlas. I adjusted on this side so you could write or whatever right away on that. It's a plain tag I made. That is an actual stamp, not a reproduction. Get back there. Fabric flip with old 80s or 90s fabric, sequin stars, and that's scrapbook paper and flash card. And here is another one of those Coke, put it in the carton things, and a color it yourself journaling card. And that's washi and scrapbook paper pocket. This is a page from The Grinch Who Stole Christmas. This is children's dictionary page, and this part is gessoed, so that's ready to go. These are actual stamps, some ribbon, this is scrapbook paper. This is just a cookbook page. It's coffee tied with some fabric sewn to it, and a reproduction sticker. It's a book page. This was a Dolly Dingle image that I fussy cut, and yeah, actually that was a pain. That was very fussy. But it's a little paper doll set, and it comes with outfits and toys and stuff. So that, let's set it aside. I left that way so you could play with it yourself or glue it in or whatever. This is old wrapping paper. It does flip up. And this is a newish, it's supposed to be a treat bag, but you can do whatever you want with it. And this is old sheet music here. Internet image. This is another page out of the actual book. An old riddle book for kids. This is a cookbook that has to do with, well, I say it has to do with Christmas, but it looked Christmassy to me with the snowflakes on it. This is vintage fabric, coffee dyed paper, scrapbook, coloring book, a little ATC, an old ATC I made from 2016. I put it in there. A book page. It's another one of my flashcard images. These are scrapbook paper images. Fabric, scrapbook paper. These are real Christmas seals. Coloring book page. That's a little cross stitch piece. I actually did. It's real cross stitch. And there's an image from scrapbook paper. And this is watercolor on the notebook paper. This is wrapping paper, scrapbook. It's a big pocket with a little thing in it. Tickets. That's scrapbook paper. This is an image. It's a scan of an old embroidery that my mom actually did, probably in the 60s. I thought that was kind of cute and Christmassy, so that's in there. This is the book page. Those are my ice skates. We won't go, I won't mention how old they are. Those are actually my skates shot outside. This is scrapbook paper and some fabric. This is just a note paper for Christmas items. This is a cross stitch pattern, and this is actually real heavy. It's one of those folder things, so that's got a lot of weight to it. Another image or book page from the book. Scrapbook paper. These are reproduction stickers. Big pocket. This is from the original book, this text here, and there's just two. These are actually smash papers. Remember those smash pads they made to go into your smash book? Well, that's what those are. This is another flashcard from my collection. And these are scrapbook paper images. And this was a Christmas card that somebody actually sent me a couple years ago. So I cut the front off, and there's a big card in the back. And here's the back of the book. And there's the back. This is snow. It's not wear. I thought at first it was wear, but it's supposed to look like snow going across them. So, folks, that's it for today. The other Christmas videos will be forthcoming. Thank you very much for watching.
Thumpity thump thump, thumpity thump thump, look at Frosty go. Thumpity thump